Hello and welcome to Gratitude Journal. Today we're going to be interviewing Harriet Bratt. Harriet Bratt is an author, an international speaker. She's a motivational speaker and a speaker trainer. And I'm delighted to have Harriet with us today. She can teach us methods on how we can improve our life, our business and so forth. So please welcome Harriet Bratt. So hello Harriet, and thank you for joining us today.
Hello, Rob. An absolute pleasure to be with you.
Yes, it's wonderful to have you on. I've been following your channel for quite a while now, and I had the privilege of going to Harriet's events, a couple of Harriet's events, which I absolutely loved. So we'll speak more about that. So maybe we could begin at the beginning, Harriet. How did you start on your path to become an international speaker and so forth?
I think just like with anything, all of us have this sort of dream or thought, or at some point, everybody's experienced that idea. They've seen something or someone or done something, tried something that they've really enjoyed. And it was actually through network marketing. Stereotypical, bored of the job. Well, more than that, was in a really horrible place around being at work that I know so many people go through. Very, very, very long hours, nearly 100 hours every week. Really didn't feel valued or appreciated, and was engaged at the time, not spending any time with my fiance, let alone friends and family. And so it just got to that point where I knew something needed to change. And I think a lot of people experience that moment, but the difference was I took action. Not because I'm any different to anybody else, but because we do become very sort of limited in our behaviors and what we think we should or shouldn't be doing. But thankfully, in that moment, I just thought, there's more. And for me, that really was just the beginning of this whole journey, this whole adventure. I didn't know it was to become an international speaker. I just knew it was something different. There was something more. I didn't need to be trading my soul, if you like, for somebody else's dream. I could go on and on about that for a long time, but it's not relevant now. Suffice to say, I just wasn't in a happy place, so I made a decision. From that, I found the personal development world. I started to find teachers, mentors, coaches, speakers, and I was just blown away from it. I really spent every day working very hard on myself, immersed myself in learning, in training, in events, in webinars, and you name it, I was doing it, to be able to not only go on my own self-development journey, but actually to really go out there and then teach these skills to be able to give back. So the dream kind of came about 2 years ago, where I suddenly thought, I want to be a speaker. I want to be able to not only share these messages, but actually train other speakers to go out and be able to share that message too, because I started to understand the power and the impact, and power, again, is subjective to perspective. But I saw it as a beautiful way to be able to go out there and make a good and positive impact from a strong position on the stage, and then be able to train others to do the same.
Yeah, it's quite powerful, because I've seen a transformation in people just over a couple of days, an event a couple of days. I went to, and the methods you use are really quick and powerful. I was quite astonished at how somebody getting up on stage was quite nervous, to 2 days later being really confident and able to take that message forward to their clients. It was quite amazing. So these techniques you've got in place are quite powerful, aren't they, Harriet?
I really believe so. And again, it's something different for everybody. Everybody is different. However, with the hundreds and nearly thousands of people that have gone through these different activities and exercises, with the speed at which they have a breakthrough, release past, let go of fears, emotions that aren't serving them, and are able to step forward. In fact, I think it was at the one you were at where we had a beautiful, beautiful lady that said, I've had therapy for nearly 2 years and didn't have the growth and the change that I've experienced over these 3 days. And I think that's something that we're so passionate about. And there's so many areas. There's love, there's peace, there's kindness. But for me, one of the biggest reasons that we're on this journey as warriors is to really experience life on your terms, to step into that place of inner peace, love, fulfillment. First of all, it needs that confidence. You need the mindset, yes, of course, but you need confidence to have that inner strength to live life on your terms. And personally, again, each to their own, the fastest way that I could find that experience for myself and heal, take the time to, it's not about happy, positive. We need to heal. We need to understand why we behave the way we do, what's happened in the past to bring us where we are now. But then it's about being able to choose how you respond in the now to move forwards. And that's what I found from these activities. So it's really beautiful of you to A, have observed and seen that, and B, to bring it up here. Is that's why we use these activities. Is not only have they done so much for me, the firewalk being probably the most powerful, and I won't give too many of them away on this video, but the firewalk being the most powerful for me. And, having gone through that experience myself, having had coaches, mentors, influencers, successful individuals, also having gone through these breakthroughs and seeing what it did for them. And now even more than that, having learned it, lived it, giving it, seeing what it's doing for these mentees, seeing what it's doing for these people. I think breakthrough exercises are one of the most speedy acceleration to be able to create change and transformation in your life. So they'll always be a part of our warrior events.
Wonderful. Yeah, I absolutely loved it. It was very emotional. I was like an emotional roller coaster, quite teary at times. And then 5 minutes later, everyone's hugging each other. And anyway, it's just, it was an amazing opportunity for me. Twice I've been.
Thank you for letting me jump in there, but I just wanted to take that opportunity where you've been so kind to also just say to everybody that actually it was a real pleasure to have you there, and Rab was there doing some video work, some photography. Some of the testimony videos that you see out there online have been created by Rab, and I want to give my heart on my sleeve to you and just say thank you for everything that you brought to those experiences. The reason we met, in a nutshell, the long story short, is through you offering kindness, offering support, offering to do a video for me. So I just want to give a shout out to everybody that Rab, you are one of the most beautiful, kind, big-hearted people that I know, and I'm so grateful to have this connection and relationship with you as well. And if you're not following him already, guys, subscribe to this channel, follow Rab, and even more than that, actually invest in his services with photography and videography, because you won't be disappointed.
Oh, thank you for that, Harriet. I appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah, I'm quite amazed at how many people you actually reach, because now you fly around the world. You're actually international now, aren't you?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, you've just come back from America as well, haven't you?
The most recent one was actually India. So we had LA was Speaker Mastery. So it was actually our first international Speaker Mastery. Speaker Mastery is our signature 3-day communication and confidence event. So it was the first one overseas. So we are very blessed and grateful for that. And it went really beautifully. And then actually I had an event with Master Sri Akashana in India, which was Master the Stage, a 5-day speaker training. So yeah, I'm very blessed and do a lot of traveling now, reaching a lot of lives. But what I really always want to make clear on any video or any interview about this is, for me, this isn't anything special. It's nothing that nobody else can do. I don't feel that I've been given a golden torch to go and do all of this. I believe that everybody, no matter what it is for you, for me, it happened to be an international speaker and traveling and impacting. For some people, it's a beautiful, passionate marriage. For some people, it's travel. For some people, it's starting a charity. Everybody has such different dreams. And, even 2 years ago, that's all this was, just a dream. And now it is my reality. So yes, I'm blessed to be living that, but it took a lot of self-work, a lot of discipline, a lot of aligned action, a lot of guidance to be able to get there. But most importantly, it just took staying in the game, showing up. So I really want to say that to all viewers that, whatever that is for you, just keep taking that action, trust yourself, believe in yourself, find that tribe that matters. And whatever that thing for you is, if it's speaker, whatever it is, you can do it too.
It's interesting you say guidance, because a lot of people held back because they feel alone. but there's so much that you can offer, isn't there? Mentorship, not only at these speaker events, but you actually offer it online as well. You're quite
Yeah, I
active
do, yeah.
online.
We actually have 2 online communities. So we have one, definitely come and join us. Anybody that's watching, it's a complimentary, free public group that we just post inspiration, motivation, a little bit of support and guide. It's an online tribe, if you like. And then we've also got our sort of warriors inner circle. Those are people that have sort of made a low investment. It's only very minimal, but they get a lot more resources. They get guidance from me. They get live videos. The warrior tribe is really active within that group. And we've of course got your online courses, ebooks, just actually YouTube, of course, daily YouTube, and just shifting into the world of podcasts as well. And again, we're just so blessed to be in this day and age where we have so many different ways of being able to make an impact. And I am not a techie person, if you like. I love face-to-face. I love people. I love also being by myself in the middle of nowhere in nature. But, I'm very much a face-to-face person. But now we have all of these technology and all of these different ways to be able to help, serve, inspire, support. Nobody's alone. Nobody is ever alone, especially with the internet these days. You might feel it, but you never are.
Yeah, wonderful. And also an author. You've actually written a book as well, haven't you, Harriet?
I have, yeah, actually 2 now. Yeah, ebooks. I'm currently in the process of writing one that I am going to get published. But yeah, I've written 2 ebooks now. One, and thank you for bringing these up, Rab. One is Warrior to Warrior. As I say, I really have noticed on this journey to success, and whatever your definition of success is, it's different for everybody. But I've really noticed on this journey what the fundamental areas that you need to have are, and how you truly can create your life by design, how you can develop that unshakable confidence, that winner's psychology, set yourself up for success. And so from doing all of that and learning from all these amazing mentors, coaches, and investing, a lot of money, I wanted to be able to bring 10 easy implementable steps that everybody could take on and use in their day-to-day life to be able to build up their confidence, so they take action in their own life. They unleash the warrior inside of themselves, even if they at this moment in time don't quite believe that it's there. Borrow my belief. And I wanted to condense something that people could use as a guide, not so much as a book, but as a guide to just keep practicing certain habits, certain steps, and notice how small change creates massive change over time. And then the second one is speakers, essential tips on speakers. Again, very similarly, just taking from everything I've gone out there and experienced and learned, taking what can instantly make a difference and putting it into a very easy to read and very accessible document for everybody to improve their communication.
So what kind of people would you say would benefit from your help, your services, Harriet?
Anybody that questions themselves, anybody that feels that element of self-doubt, anybody that wants to be able to understand how to truly take responsibility for our existence, for this life that we are having. And, I don't say that in a nonchalant way, because there'll be a lot of people that sort of look and say, but you don't know what I'm experiencing. You don't know what I'm going through. This has happened, that's happened. And, so many different painful and challenging situations happen in life. But I think that's really part of what's united this mission, is that, I've been in pain. I've been in situations, dark corners that, for a while I never really spoke about and didn't understand, and certainly had no idea how much they'd impacted and affected me. And like that word we used earlier, I felt very alone. But what I see is that everybody has that story. Everybody has pain. Everybody has something that they have experienced that causes them to question themselves, that causes them to, the majority of people, this won't be everybody, but, go along in this rat race in a sort of routine way because they think they should be doing for others all the time, and that this is the way it should be or has to be, and not really having that level of awareness. But even more than that taking charge and taking responsibility, that actually I cannot control everything that happens to me, but I can always control how I respond. I can always take charge of my response to this situation. And really that's what we wanted to do as warriors. And that's sort of the most important part of this mission. And I'm gone on a little bit of a tangent from your question, but it's really just been able to ignite that fire inside somebody's heart, that they start to understand that they're worthy, they're more than enough, and they start stepping into this confidence. And no matter what it is that they want to do, we just want to be a part of inspiring them to inspire themselves to take that action and create life on their terms. And that starts with your mindset and your confidence.
It's interesting because it's actually a kindness, isn't it? If we want to have happy relationships with family and friends and so on, we need to work on ourselves, because
Absolutely.
until we sort ourselves out, we are going to have difficult relationships, aren't we?
Absolutely. And I
Yeah.
think, I don't know how long we're going to speak for here, because you could go on about this for hours, and it's a topic I love because it's so powerful for people, and it's also made such a difference in my life. I don't pretend to be perfect or have had everything go swimmingly, but what it's noticed, and again it's going back to that taking total responsibility, is understanding that everything starts within yourself. So we can all experience the same situation but have a totally different thought, perspective, experience. And that's the same as life. No one's walked the same footsteps, no one's done that same path. That's ours and ours alone. But we've all experienced all of these different emotions. The only difference is how we choose to respond to that. And I've seen through my own world, my own, I absolutely adore my mum. She's loving, she's supportive, but we clashed for a long, long time. Two very strong, very opinionated women, and we were constantly like this. And I sort of played the blame game. She was the one in the wrong. If she did this and she did that, and just everybody watching, think how often we do that. And, he said this and he did that to me. She did that to me. This happened in my workplace. My boss said that. This situation happened, a car accident. And I don't say this in a nonchalant way. I say it all with love. But it's that understanding of, you cannot control other people. You can only control what you bring to that situation. And since implementing everything that I teach and share, I've been able to improve all of my relationships. That relationship with my mum now is beautiful. We laugh, we joke, we play. She's still the same. And in moments where usually we would bicker, I take a deep breath and I practice love, I practice kindness. I know that I can be the difference in that situation. I don't need to expect anything from anybody else. And I think that's a very powerful message for everybody. It's a difficult one to live with, that logical little voice chattering away to us. It's harder to put into practice, very easy to say. But if you do that over time, then yes, you can improve every relationship, not just relationships, actually every area of your life. Everything externally you can improve by growing and developing internally.
Yeah, it all starts with the self, doesn't it?
Absolutely. And this from your teachings, and I've learned a lot from you having conversations with you as well. It does, everything starts within, and with the universal energy that is flowing through all of us, every single one of us.
Yeah, it gets to a point where you're like, I'm tired of the way things are right now, because people can go through depression. I have a lot of people who suffer depression on my channel who follow me. And it's kind of like we need to get to a point where we say, I've had enough. I need to find someone now, whether that be a mentor, a coach, a life coach, something. And this is why I was saying earlier on, I think it was quite emotional seeing people open up at your events, and quite quickly, I can honestly say, if you don't mind me saying, I felt a very close, warm feeling from everybody in the room. It was like you just suddenly walked in. I think I said at the end of the event, didn't I? I was moved because everyone turned up and they were all strangers. After 2 days, everyone were all hugging each other. They were just like one big family. And that was why they were able to open up. So I definitely felt there was compassion in that room.
Thank you so much for those kind words. For us, that's a huge value within the Warriors Tribe, is creating that supportive space. Because whilst I really believe, like I've said a few times in this interview, that total responsibility and doing it from within for yourself, but such a big part of that journey is tribe. And by creating that warm, safe space for people and knowing they can both trust us and we trust them, because it's all of us are learning and growing in that space, every single one of us. And understanding and reminding everybody that whilst we are uniquely individual in this existence, we're all one and we are all still connected. And whether you look at this scientifically or spiritually, everything is energy. Everything is energy. So by providing on an energetic level an experience that allows people to not only go there themselves, but to see and feel safe to, because they understand, like I was just saying a moment ago, that we've all had this stuff. We've all had a past. So in order to be able to move forwards, truly, you need to see that, identify it and release it. And one of the fastest way to do that, as I said, is those exercises, but it's also by giving love, by being a tribe and being supportive and non-judgmental and understanding, never judge anybody else. Look only from within. If you're judging somebody else, it says more about where you are in your journey than it does about that individual. And actually, that's a message for this video, I think, is just to remind everybody that more often than not, people's words, people's thoughts, people's statements are a reflection of what's happening internally. So yeah, we just pride ourselves on creating that space.
Yeah. And even people who can't attend events, your YouTube channel is quite motivational. To watch your videos each day, almost each day, it's quite motivational, isn't it? Inspiring. So maybe tell us a little bit about your channel as well, Harriet.
Indeed, and this is an interesting topic for me, actually, because as I said earlier on, tech just is not my world, and I did not think I would be editing videos. But again, it was just that route, it was just that path of, I'm passionate about the mission and the awareness of getting that message out there. And YouTube's such a wonderful way to do it. So actually, I've been daily for a little while now. We were daily previously, then we went to regular, and it's been a little bit here, there, and everywhere. And I share that very openly. A, because it gives me a kick, and B, because it reminds people that progression over perfection. We set all these standards and thoughts and goals, and sometimes it doesn't always go exactly how we thought it would. So a reminder for everybody that even in an area that perhaps you don't know, you don't feel totally confident in, it's new to you, it's not your first area of comfort or even maybe enjoyment, but it massively benefits your mission, then just go for it. Take that aligned action, progression over perfection, and you can make those adjustments. When Steve Jobs came out with the first iPhone, do you think he was like, I'm done, that's amazing, that's brilliant? No, there's always that room for progression. So over on my channel, that is exactly what you will see, a video editor and YouTuber on her journey and growing, progressing all the time. So what you absolutely 100% will find is inspiration, motivation, support, tribe, guidance. And what you will start to see over the year ahead is a lot more entertainment. We're going to be doing a lot more edutainment, I like to call it, sharing, giving some support, some guidance, some words of encouragement, but in more of an entertaining, fun way, and just improving that quality of the videos overall. So you will all get to see that journey continue, and please do head over to the channel and subscribe. And of course, if there's anything that you want videos on, then just let me know, send a comment, send a message, and if I know it, I'll do it.
Wonderful. And you have a Facebook group as well, don't you?
Yes, indeed. We've got the Warriors Tribe, Empowering Warriors, which is our group for everybody to come and join. And as I always say, rise together.
Yeah. I was looking at your website. Beautiful website, by the way. There's a lot of good stuff on there as well. Check a website out. What's the name of your website, Harriet?
I'll send you a link. It's www.harrietbratt.com, but this will be changing to www.warriors.com.
So Harriet, is there any tips that you can give people just to help them develop their confidence and so forth?
Yes, a lot. How many do you want? I think probably the the most powerful one for me that I would love to share with everybody is of course building that confidence and that mindset. And you know, even if it's for spirituality, for business, for health, for relationships, whatever area it is, you will see it improve by working on yourself, your confidence and your mindset. But I think the biggest tip and lesson that I not wish I'd learned earlier, because everything happens for a reason, and it was meant to be as it was. But my biggest piece of advice for people to just get and stop learning the lessons from the universe is to trust yourself. Trust yourself. You know, we're so easily influenced by people of authority, by role models, by influencers. And don't get me wrong, you know, so much wisdom, there's so much we can take from these people, and we can learn from our families, from our friends, from different environments. But don't take what anybody else says as absolute must fact. Be true to who you are. If it feels right to you, if it feels good to you, then it probably is. If it doesn't, then it probably isn't for you. And that doesn't mean right or wrong. It just means different. Everybody's different. But trust yourself enough to know what feels good to you, what's aligned with you yourself, understand what your values are, and then trust that. There's over 7.5 billion people in this world. Who is to say that your parents or your partner or a teacher or something you read on the newspaper or something you saw on Facebook, there's nothing to say that that is truth. And this probably isn't a question for the end of an interview, but what is truth? Define what's true for you and trust yourself to go out there and live that by unleashing your warrior and creating life on your terms.
That's excellent. I mean, I think you got it there, didn't you? It's true to you. It's down to an individual. What's true for one person, not true for another. What works for one person may not work for another. So it's a completely individual path, isn't it? You know. Yeah.
And be able to trust that, and you know, not judge others in that. Allow everybody to have their own path, their own journey, their own experience, but just trust yourself enough to have yours too, and to be open, never so opinionated that it's like, it's this way, it's that way. Always stay open, but trust yourself enough to take that aligned action that feels right and comes from your heart. And yeah.
And this is the way dreams are achieved, isn't it? We may start with one idea and it may morph into something else, but that was the right path. It was meant to morph into something else. And that's why we need to be flexible, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And as Steve Jobs says, you can only connect those dots looking backwards. So we be able to trust in those moments. Everything is happening for a reason, whether we like it or we don't. And again, it goes back to that phrase, you can't always choose what happens to you, but you can choose your response to it, and trust yourself to do that. Build that confidence in yourself to be able to keep taking those steps, keep taking those aligned action, and be happy in the process. Always be happy in the process, but you know, work towards achieving what's important to you, because you deserve it.
Wonderful. I think that's a great conclusion to our interview, Harriet. I think that's wonderful. So just to clarify, where can we find you, your website, your YouTube, your Facebook, please?
Yes, absolutely. So we're just actually transitioning into the year of 2020. We're having a change on the website. So it's harrietbratt.com, but it will be changing to something with the Warriors. We're just looking at different domains at the moment. So currently harrietbratt.com. All social media, so Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Harriet Bratt. If you would like to come and join our tribe, it's Empowering Warriors on Facebook. But, you know, connect with me on Facebook, ping me a message, say that you've watched this video, and let's continue rising together.
Wonderful. Thank you very much, Harriet. It's been a pleasure having you on today. It's always a pleasure to speak to you. So anyone at all, just go straight over there. I highly recommend you go over to Harriet's channel and website and Facebook and so forth. So thank you, Harriet. Thank you for coming on today. It's been a pleasure.
It's really been absolutely wonderful, a joy, a passion. Everybody interact, connect in some way. Let's continue rising together. And of course, if you're not already, keep following this gentleman and get involved even more, because Rab, you are inspiring, incredible, and I am so aligned with what you are doing with this channel. It's incredible.
Thank you. Thank you.